All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are live with the IROC TV IROC Dirt Series week number 6 here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. My name is Tommy Rowe, up in the booth, getting ready to call the action here this afternoon. Week number 6, the IROC Dirt Series presented by IROC TV, Spartan Transportation, Majula C Speed Shop. Getting ready to take place here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, and it has been a great season thus far. 5 weeks in the books. Dylan Yeager last Sunday afternoon became the first two-time series winner. These drivers chasing a purse of over $5,000, including $1,500 to the series champion at the end of the 12 weeks. We are in practice right now. Get ready to merge over to qualifying here in just a moment. Usually have a sidekick in the booth with me, Alex Robinson, not in the booth here with me this afternoon. Nonetheless, it's going to be a great afternoon of racing here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Got right around 30 drivers in the server right now, including Dylan Yeager, who's on top of the leaderboards, 13.60. His quick time around the Speedway in practice. Looking to pick up a win number 3 on the season already. Travis Wellman currently sitting second quick right now with 13.69. Colby Horner third quick, 13.69 as well. Time is very close. They do use the fixed setup courtesy of the Majula C Speed Shop each and every week. So all the drivers are on the same exact setup. All about the driver here this afternoon with the IROC Dirt Series. And if you notice around the Speedway, all these drivers will be running similar paint schemes. IROC Dirt Series paint schemes. Got the big IROC TV Spartan Transportation logos on them, Team VLR. We are live on multiple channels, live on the IROC TV YouTube, IROC TV Roku, I do believe. TeamVLR.com, Facebook, Majula C Speed Shop, Facebook, as well as many other places around the social media network. Hit the like button, hit the share button. We'll get ready to go here in just a moment. As drivers making their way out for practice, going to, like I said, merge over to qualifying here in just a moment. Week number 6 of the 12-week IROC Dirt Series, presented by IROC TV, Spartan Transportation, Majula C Speed Shop. Right around 30 drivers in the server. Chris Ferguson back with us here this afternoon in that number 22 machine. Ferguson, after missing the last few weeks, had found himself on top of the point standings here with the IROC Dirt Series, but had to take a few weeks off, and good to see him back here this afternoon as well. Jacob Harbert's in that 80 car, coming out for practice. Dana Reynolds in the 79. Jake Henry in the 171 also out there on the Speedway. Just a couple of drivers that you'll see here this afternoon. We'll run about 3 heat races. We'll take the top 4 from each one of those heat races. And then I do believe maybe 6 from each one of the last chance qualifiers, depending on how many drivers do enter the server. We have 30 signed in right now of the 60 drivers that signed up for the series, so missing a few of them out there on the Speedway. Nonetheless, still going to be a great afternoon of racing. Drivers working the track in right now, making sure the track conditions are the best they can possibly be here for the IROC Dirt Series fixed setup. And the Majula C Speed Shop, we've seen some great racing thus far. That have seen 4 different winners throughout the 5 weeks of racing. Ethan Toder picked up the win back on week number 1. And Jack Sean picking up a win. Then I was off a few weeks, and then we had Dylan Yeager come back and pick up a win at Charlotte. Drew Hopkins at Kokomo, and Yeager coming back at Knoxville last Sunday afternoon and picking up his second win. So last 2 out of 3 have gone to Dylan Yeager in the 48 machine. Well, looking pretty good here in practice already this afternoon. But we should be getting ready to roll over to qualifying here in just a moment. Rocky Battlefield admin up there making sure the track is where it needs to be. And drivers starting to make their way to the pits right now. Checkered flag is waving. And we should be getting ready to roll over to qualifying. And yes, indeed, qualifying getting ready to happen here with the IROC Dirt Series. These drivers will have 2 times to make their trips around to set the fast time here tonight to see where they will go. And there you see Tyler Reed, the first driver out there on the speedway in that car number 58. We'll see what kind of lap time Reed can roll around the Cedar Lake Speedway. Tyler Reed comes into the week 4th in the IROC Dirt Series point standings, tied for 3rd actually, 7 points behind Dylan Yeager, who's on top of the standings into the weekend. First lap time for Tyler Reed. Going to move him up to 14:06 around the speedway, 14:06. Working lap number 2, and 14:06 is where he will stay. Eric Tupper out there on the speedway in the 115. 14:09 right now has him second on the leaderboard. Still 2/3 of the field left to qualify. Joseph Grandy sitting position number 3 at the moment. And that 518 machine. Anthony Moreno, Jake Henry. Blake Manjulis made his way out onto the speedway in that 127. One of the drivers that you would expect to pick up a win. Here, the IROC Dirt Series has not found his way to victory lane just yet. We'll see if he can find it here this afternoon. Or a VLR Spring Fling winner. IROC World of Outlaw Series champion out there on the speedway. Getting ready to set down a lap time as Jacob Harperts goes to quick time, 14:05. And Blake Manjulis, 5th quick, 14:08. Buddy Ware out there on the racetrack right now. Getting ready to throw down a time. As well as your point leader, Dylan Yeager in car number 48 sets down quick time, 13:91. 14 tenths of a second quicker than Jacob Harberts right now. So Yeager has found something already in qualifying. Very, very fast out there on the speedway. Chris Ferguson of the 22 car out there getting ready to set down a time. We'll see what kind of lap time Fergie can throw down here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Tapping the wall right there at turn number 3 and 4. Or 1 and 2, excuse me. Currently sitting 9th quick with a 14:10. Second lap time going to come around for Fergie. Falls back to 11th quick as Drew Hopkins goes up to 2nd quick with a 13:97. Only 2 drivers in the 13-second bracket. Dylan Yeager with a 13:91. Drew Hopkins with a 13:97. That's Colby Horner, 14:02. Jacob Harberts, Tyler Reed rounding out the top 5 fastest qualifiers. That's qualifying. Should be just about getting ready to wrap up here in just a moment. Right around a minute left to go. And all the drivers have set time. So Dylan Yeager, 13:91, blazing fast time here in qualifying. He will set down quick time this afternoon. Drew Hopkins, 2nd quick. Colby Horner, Jacob Harberts, Tyler Reed, your top 5 fastest drivers in qualifying. And Dean Reynolds, Dylan DeWert, Blake Manjulis, Eric Tupper, Terry Smith, your 10 fastest drivers, and Chris Ferguson, Travis Wellman, Joseph Grandy, Hayden Tollison, Anthony Moreno. Round out the top 15 fastest drivers in qualifying. So, getting ready to switch over to the heat races coming up here in just a moment. There'll be 8 laps to distance where the top 4 will transfer from each one of the heat races. And we'll go ahead and tell you how they'll line up here in just a moment for heat race number 1. Row number 1 on the inside, that'll be Dylan Yeager. Right beside him in heat race number 1, Jacob Harberts. Dylan DeWert Jr. on the inside of row number 2 at the 20 car. Alongside him, that'll be Terry Smith. Joseph Grandy back there on the inside of row number 3. And to his outside, that'll be Logan Cottles in 64. Billy Roberts, he'll line up the inside of row number 5 alongside Dylan Smith in the 37. So it'll be 10 drivers. Top 4 will transfer from heat race number 1. Dylan Yeager, current IROC Dirt Series points leader, going to lead him to the green heat race number 1. Jacob Harberts to his outside when we get ready to go. Terry Smith. Dylan DeWert. And back there in row number 2, DeWert on the inside, Smith on the outside. Pace truck should be getting ready to pull in here in just a moment. It'll be up to Dylan Yeager out of turn number 4. Getting ready to go green. And green flag is out. Heat race number 1 is underway here at Cedar Lake. It'll be Yeager down into turn number 1, 2 down the back straightaway as your race leader. DeWert already up to second. Jacob Harberts on the outside. And we have a good race for 4th back there going on right now. That is Terry Smith in the 98 car. In position number 4 around the speedway. Couple of cars to the infield back there. We stay green so far here in heat race number 1 as Logan Cottles, Billy Roberts making a little contact right there. Cottles will go up to position number 5. But out front, it's all Dylan Yeager right now. Good race for 2nd right behind him. That is Harberts on the outside, DeWert on the inside. Harberts trying to get the run on the outside of the speedway. He'll take home 2nd right now. As Yeager working down the back. It'll be 4 down, 4 to go. Heat race number 1 going by very, very quickly. Halfway home, heat race number 1. Jacob Harberts will fall into 2nd, followed by DeWert, Terry Smith, your top 4. Logan Cottles, quite a ways back, position number 5 on the outside, looking in at the moment. It's all Dylan Yeager thus far. 2 more trips around next time by. Look out. Logan Cottles hard into the wall. He'll fall back quite a few spots. Billy Roberts as well having trouble here at Cedar Lake. As Yeager out in front, he'll get the white flag this time at a turn number 4. 1 more trip around for the 48 machine here in heat race number 1. Harberts in 2nd, DeWert, Terry Smith, your top 4 transfer spots at the moment, all comfortably locked in. But into turn number 3 and 4, final time, heat race number 1. Dylan Yeager, uncontested. He'll pick up the win here in heat race number 1. Jacob Harberts 2nd, Dylan DeWert, Terry Smith, your 4 transfers from heat race number 1. Heat race number 2, getting ready to roll out onto the speedway up next. 10 more drivers. It'll be Drew Hopkins, Tyler Reed, inside, outside at row number 1. Blake Majulis, Chris Ferguson right there in row number 2. Hayden Tollison, Aaron Brown in row number 3. Buddy Ware, John Darby. Mason Hamill, Bud Mullinax in row number 5 here in heat race number 2. As Hopkins in the 157 comes in this afternoon in 2nd in the standings, has 1 win on the season. Back at Kokomo, lineup alongside Tyler Reed, who sits 1 point back, tied for 3rd in the standings. Hopkins with 200 points coming into this afternoon. Tyler Reed with 199. So this heat race is going to be very, very important for those drivers. As we'll pace them around the speedway here in heat race number 2. Blake Majulis back there on the inside of row number 2 alongside Chris Ferguson. Get a little push start right there from the 56 of Aaron Brown. Hopkins and Reed. Majulis, Ferguson. Tollison, Brown. Buddy Ware, John Darby. Mason Hamill, Bud Molinax. Ada Road, number 5. Heat race number 2. We are underway here at Cedar Lake. Drew Hopkins will race him off into turn number 1 and 2. Blake Majulis already powering up to second. Reed will fall back to third on the outside. And Chris Ferguson trying to hang on the fourth and final transfer spot. 3 wide momentarily for third as Ferguson will settle into fourth now. Hayden Tollison, Aaron Brown side by side right behind Ferguson as the 327 will work to the inside looking for the fourth and final transfer spot. Ferguson hangs on to it right in front of them. It's Drew Hopkins out in front. Blake Majulis on the outside. Make that 3 wide for second. Majulis will take over second on the outside. Now here comes Ferguson knocking on the door for position number 3. Ferguson trying not to be on the bubble here in the heat race. Wants to make sure he transfers in as he'll go to work on the 58 of Tyler Reed. Meanwhile, Drew Hopkins still out in front as your race leader. Blake Majulis still working the outside of the speedway, trying to find a way around the 157 of Hopkins. Tyler Reed back up to third. Ferguson's falling back to fourth now. Hopkins not pulling away now. Majulis with a big run down the back straightaway, looking for the lead. He'll dive it down into turn number 3 and 4. Pull alongside the bottom of the speedway, alongside Hopkins for the race lead. White flag in the air. Drew Hopkins, Blake Majulis.
Back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
And the caution out on the speedway. So Drew Hopkins, Blake Majulis got the white flag. We'll take a look and see what happened. Buddy Ware may have been involved in the caution to bring out the caution on the white flag lap. And that is actually John Darby upside down right behind him. So we do not get the checkered flag. It'll be a green-white checkered finish. Blake Majulis, Drew Hopkins, Tyler Reed. Chris Ferguson and Tollison side by side. Not sure if so Hopkins out in front, Tyler Reed. And with the caution coming out on the final lap like that, Pace Truck has not made his way out onto the speedway. Are we going to have the iRacing error? That is the question. So problems on the final lap here at heat race number 2. And now Drew Hopkins just out there running practice laps. Everybody else off the speedway. Not sure how IROC Dirt Series is going to handle this one at the moment. We're going to take a break and come right back here in a moment. We're going to get with the IROC officials and see what we are going to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Admins go 1 to green, so we are going to go to a brand new server. And we'll be right back here in just a moment. Going to have to step away, exit the server, and come back in because this server is dead. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live on the IROC TV, IROC Roku, TeamVLR.com Facebook page. Had a little server hiccup. Had to swap it over after Rocky Battenfield completely killed heat race number 2. So we are going to do a complete restart. These drivers are going to have another crack at it here in just a moment. Going to get the track rerun in the correct way. And we'll turn these drivers loose once again here this afternoon here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, round number 6 of the IROC Dirt Series. Getting ready to come your way here in just a moment. So get ready. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. We're getting ready to go here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. It's going to be a great afternoon of racing. Sometimes these things happen here on the iRacing server. Absolutely nothing we can do about it. Take the good with the bad, and we'll try it again. Rocky Battenfield will never ever again hit the one to go button. And we'll look for a great afternoon of racing once again. Dylan Yeager still on top of the leaderboards here in practice. Pretty dominant performance. He was getting ready to kick off week number 6 with. He had qualified on the pole, won his heat race. He'll have to try it all over again here in server number 2, take number 2, but he's once again sitting on top of the leaderboards, 13.73. His quick time around the speedway, Drew Hopkins. Second in the standings coming into this afternoon, currently sitting second quick. Then it's Terry Smith, Jacob Harberts, Jack Sean, the top 5 fastest drivers in practice right now. Colby Horner, Hayden Tolleson, Travis Wellman, Joseph Grandy, Chris Ferguson, your top 10 fastest drivers in practice. Once again, all these drivers running the IROC Dirt Series paint schemes. Got the Spartan Transportation, IROC TV, TeamVLR.com logos on there, as well as quite a few others. As we'll be getting ready to go over to qualifying once again here in just a moment. Rocky Battenfield, like I said, going to let these drivers wear the track in just a little bit to get back to some racing action, make this track as racy as it possibly can be. A couple of drivers making their way out onto the speedway. Blake Majulis goes up to third quick, 13.801. His fast time around the speedway. Majulis was in that heat race number 2 before it just died. Who do you think will win here this afternoon here at the IROC Dirt Series? Week number 6 here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. There you see Chris Ferguson, Blake Majulis taking a ride over the fence here in practice. And practice, I do believe, coming to a conclusion. We're getting ready to go try this one more again with qualifying. Getting ready to come your way here at the Cedar Lake Speedway IROC Dirt Series week number 6. And we'll take a look and at some of these drivers getting ready to qualify out there on the speedway. There you see the 5.18 of Joseph Grandy already out there on the racetrack to throw down a lap time. You'll see the lap times right there on your screen, right there to the left-hand side. As Joseph Grandy coming around to get ready to go lap number 1. First lap time for Grandy going to be 13.93. Going to set him on top of the leaderboard. Still running around 30 drivers in the server, so still a long, long way to go here in qualifying. Mason Hamill goes up to second quick with a 13.98, followed by Eric Tupper, Brent Rawls, Dylan Smith. Other guy who's probably going to benefit from this, John Darby, found himself upside down in his heat race. He's going to get another crack at it here in Champs number 2. Call it a mulligan here this afternoon. Blake Majulis out there on the speedway getting ready to throw down a lap time. And that Spartan Transportation, black and white, number 127. Goes up to third quick with a 13.94. Dylan Yeager. Yeager's going to look pretty strong here this afternoon. Goes on top of the leaderboards once again. Set the quick time a while ago before the server just died. And now he finds himself on top one more time. 13-9-0 for the two-time IROC Dirt Series winner already. Looking for win number 3 here this afternoon. Joseph Grandy, second quick with a 13-9-3. Jacob Harpert's out there on the speedway, 14-0-1. Jack Sean up to second quick with a 13-9-3. Buddy Ware, fifth quick, 13-9-8. Right around 2 minutes left in qualifying, just about everyone getting ready to throw down a lap time. Here comes Chris Ferguson out there on the speedway. Ferguson able to crack the top 10 in qualifying a moment ago, and now he'll have to try it one more again. We'll see where Ferguson will line up this time. Chris Ferguson going to go to the 21st quick on the first lap. Probably not where he was wanting to be. Try it again on lap number 2 for the driver of the 22 entry. Chris Ferguson, 23rd quick, and a 28 drivers thus far, so he's going to have a long, long way to go. Aaron Brown in the 56 car goes up to second quick with a 13-9-2. A little closer qualifying here on chance number 2. Dylan Yeager, just about one of the few guys in the 13-second bracket, now finds himself with pretty much the entire top 10 inside the 13-second range. As Dylan Yeager, Aaron Brown, Jack Sean, Joseph Grandy, Blake Majulis now your top 5 fastest drivers. Drew Hopkins, third quick on the leaderboard with a 13-9-8. Working lap number 2. See where Hopkins will stand on lap number 2. Still going to be 7th quick with a 13-9-8. Now just out there getting some laps around. Jack Sean already picking Dylan Yeager to pick up the win here this afternoon. Sean looking pretty good himself. A winner at the Limaland Speedway on week number 2. Qualifying 3rd thus far. 0.03 off a second behind Dylan Yeager. And I do believe everyone has thrown down a lap time now. Hayden Tollison, the only driver to not throw down a lap so far in qualifying. So the driver of the 327 not on the speedway. As qualifying just about getting ready to wrap up here in just a moment. Right around 40 seconds left to go. Tollison not on the speedway. Dylan Yeager on top of the leaderboards. Qualifying has wrapped up. Hit the like button, hit the share button. We're going to try this again. Heat race number 1. Getting ready to come your way with the IROC Dirt Series. It'll be Dylan Yeager on the front row, along with Joseph Grandy, Drew Hopkins, Eric Tupper inside, outside row number 2. Blaze Baker, Logan Connells in row number 3. Reynolds Roberts in row number 4. Logan Wentz, Bud Molinax in row number 5 for heat race number 1 with the IROC Dirt Series. Take number 2, heat race number 1. Yeager, dominant performance in heat race number 1 the last time around. We'll see if he can deliver that once again. As once again, had a bit of a hiccup with the server. Rocky Battenfield pushes 1 to go, and the server just pretty much said, nope, we're not doing that today. And the pace truck never came out, went on strike. And we had to try it again. Had to rehire a new pace truck driver, get him to the speedway in time, reload the server, and try it one more again. But nonetheless, heat race number 1, week number 6 of the IROC Dirt Series here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Get ready to come your way as they pace down the back straightaway for the final time. Dylan Yeager, Joseph Grandy, the front row of heat race number 1. Pace truck pulling in. Green flag is out. Heat race number 1 is underway. Already, once again, good start for Yeager in the 48 machine. Joseph Grandy going to try to hang on to second, but he's got Drew Hopkins right behind him in third. Eric Tupper in the 115 with the 4th and final transfer spot as they come around to complete lap number 1. Yeager pulling away once again. Now it's Grandy and Hopkins going at it for position number 2. That's Hopkins on the bottom. And here comes the 115 of Eric Tupper as well. Blaze Baker, the 77 on the outside, looking in for a transfer. Top four move on from the heat races. Yeager already out in front. 0.6 of a second is the difference back between him and second of Grandy. Drew Hopkins in third. Then it's Eric Tupper in fourth. Still good race for second. Hopkins trying to find a way around the 5:18 machine of Grandy working the outside of the speedway. That's Hopkins on the bottom. Hopkins in the 157 inches in front of the 18 of Grandy down the back straightaway. It'll be 3 laps to go this time for Dylan Yeager. Best race right now is for second. Hopkins on the bottom. Grandy on the outside. Drag racing down the back straightaway. It'll be 2 to go this time. Eric Tupper with a fourth and final transfer spot. Blaze Baker on the outside looking in. But Dylan Yeager working down the back straightaway. He'll see the white flag next time by. As Grandy Hopkins still doing battle for position number 2. White flag, one more trip around. Heat race number 1. Still Joseph Grandy on the outside of the speedway. Drag racing with Drew Hopkins down the back straightaway. Grandy pulls ahead, but into turn number 3 and 4. Heat race number 1 for the second time this afternoon. We'll go to Dylan Yeager. Joseph Grandy second, Drew Hopkins, and Eric Tupper will pick up your fourth and final transfer spot for heat race number 1. So a good start right there. Heat race number 2 getting ready to come your way. Week number 6 of the IROC Dirt Series. This is how they will line up. Row number 1 on the inside, that'll be Aaron Brown. And to his outside, Blake Majulis. Mason Hamill, Jacob Harbert's inside outside row number 2. That's Tyler Reed. Colby Horner inside outside row number 3. Dylan Smith, John Darby in row number 4. Kelly Wheeler, Dylan DeWert in row number 5. DeWert had a good start to his heat race in the other server, so probably one of those drivers that did not want to have a server reset, but nonetheless, we'll try it again. Aaron Brown, Blake Majulis, that'll be row number 1. Brown will have command of the field. All these drivers on the fixed setup courtesy of the Majulis C Speed Shop. $5,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs in the IROC Dirt Series Championship, including $1,500 going to the Series Champion, as we'll get ready to crown a champion in 6 more weeks. 6 races down, 6 to go. So we're in week number 6 of the 12-week series. Heat race number 2 here at Cedar Lake getting ready to come your way. Green flag is out. Aaron Brown on the gas down the front straightaway. It'll be Brown on the inside. He'll lead him down the back straightaway as your race leader, Blake Majulis. Giving chase on the outside in second. 3-car tango back there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's the 54. Mason Hamill on the bottom of the speedway trying to hang on to a transfer spot. Colby Horner on the outside, finding his way around through the middle now. That'll be Jacob Harbert right in front of him. 3 wide for 3rd. Colby Horner in the 15. He'll pull up to position number 4. Mason Hamill, Tyler Reed on the outside looking in. Meanwhile, back up front, Blake Majulis has found his way around the 56 of Aaron Brown. That is for the race lead. Now Majulis trying to check out here in heat race number 2. Aaron Brown not letting him get far, though. Brown will fall back to second. Then it's Jacob Harbert's, Colby Horner, your top 4 drivers. Tyler Reed on the outside looking in for a transfer spot here in heat race number 2. Top 4 will transfer. Majulis, Aaron Brown back on the inside, knocking on the door for the race lead once again. Jacob Harbert's, Colby Horner right there together as well. Majulis, 2 sticks in the air this time. 2 more trips around to try to hang on to heat race in number 2. Aaron Brown trying to find a way around for the race lead down the back straightaway. Brown working just a little bit higher right there in turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out. 1 more trip around for Blake Majulis in the 127. Can he hang on to it? It's Majulis down the back straightaway for the final time. Aaron Brown going to have 1 more shot at him into turn number 3 and 4. Not going to have it. It'll be Blake Majulis with heat race number 2. Aaron Brown second. Jacob Harbert's, Colby Horner up 2 spots will take home the 4th and final transfer spot of heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 should be the third and final heat race here this afternoon. Get ready to come your way. It'll be Jack Sean on the inside of row number 1 alongside Buddy Ware. Terry Smith, Travis Wellman will make up the inside-outside row number 2. Brett Rawls, Jake Henry in row number 3. Michael Vitale, Chris Ferguson in row number 4. And Anthony Moreno, Hayden Tollison in row number 5 for heat race number 3, third and final heat race of the afternoon. And it'll be Jack Sean, heat week number 2 winner of the IROC Dirt Series. He'll lead them to the green when we get ready to go. Buddy Ware on the outside, the 69. Terry Smith, Travis Wellman, inside-outside row number 2. Brett Rawls, Jake Henry in row number 3. That's Michael Vitale, Chris Ferguson. Ferguson at one time was the IROC Dirt Series point leader. Missed a few weeks of racing action. And is back here this afternoon trying to pick up a good run, as this series does have 2 drop weeks, and Ferguson has already used those 2 drops. Looking for a good run here this afternoon. It's going to have to make up a few spots, though, here in heat race number 3 to make that happen. Nonetheless, Jack Sean, Buddy Ware in row number 1. Jan going to have command of the field right here at turn number 4. Heat race number 3, third and final heat race is underway here at Cedar Lake.
Green, green, green.
Jan already racing down the back straightaway as your race leader. Buddy Ware, Terry Smith on the inside. And now Travis Wellman up to third, pulling alongside Terry Smith, third and fourth. Brett Rawls on the outside looking in, and Chris Ferguson, the ham sandwich in the middle back there, 3 wide, has fallen back to 9th now. Jack Sean out in front as your race leader. Buddy Ware, Brett Rawls. Terry Smith is Michael Vitale, Hayden Tollison. Problems with Travis Wellman in the 2 car. He's lost 6 spots already. Wellman coming into this afternoon tied for third in the standings. So not the run he was looking for here in heat race number 3. Meanwhile, still up front, it's Jack Sean, Buddy Ware duking it out for the race lead. It'll be 4 down, 4 to go halfway home, heat race number 3. Jan, Ware, Brett Rawls, Terry Smith, your 4 transfers. There's Michael Vitale, Chris Ferguson up to 6 now. Ferguson, a little contact right there with the 213 of Vitale.
All right, man, caution is out.
And it collects Anthony Moreno as well. The caution will come out. Take a look right there at Vitale. Ferguson just a little too hot into turn number 3 and 4, making the contact with the 213. And around he goes and collects the 32 of Anthony Moreno with him. So the caution will come out. And Ferguson going to go to the end of the line here in the heat race, so he will restart tail end of the field, getting the penalty right there. Jack Sean, Buddy Ware, your first and second place driver since Brett Rawls. Terry Smith sitting in position number 4. Hayden Tollison up from last. 1 spot out from a transfer from 10th to 5th right now, looking for 1 more spot. As we get ready to go once again, heat race number 3. Doubled back up down the back straightaway. Right around 3 laps to go. Jack Sean coming back to the green. Great flag is back out here in heat race number 3. Jan working down the back straightaway. He'll see the white flag next time by. Buddy Ware hanging on to second. Terry Smith on the outside will take over third from Rawls. And now Hayden Tollison on the outside looking in. 1 more trip around. Jack Sean in the 24 car working down the back straightaway for the final time. Comfortably out in front. It's Buddy Ware, Terry Smith, Brett Rawls, Tollison looking for a transfer spot out of turn number 3 and 4. Not going to get it done. He'll take home 5th. as Jack Sean picks up the win and takes it straight to the scales here in heat race number 3. And the heat races are in the books. Now I'm getting ready to go over to last chance qualifiers coming up here in just a moment. Jack Sean going to celebrate in the pits right there. Last chance qualifier getting ready to roll out onto the speedway. This is how they'll line up for that last chance qualifier. Be Blaze Baker on the inside of row number 1. Alongside Tyler Reed, Hayden Tollison, Billy Roberts, Mason Hamill, Jake Henry, Dean Reynolds, Dylan DeWert, Michael Vitale, Logan Wentz, John Darby, Anthony Moreno, Logan Connells, Dylan Smith, Travis Wellman, Bud Molinax, Kelly Wheeler, and Chris Ferguson. The longest way to go here in the last chance qualifier. Going to restart 18th. We get ready to go here in just a moment. Nonetheless, it'll be up to the 77 of Blaze Baker, who will have command off the field. 18 drivers. Going to take home 12 to the main event. 12 from the heat races, 12 from the main event to give us our 24-car starting field. Out of the 30 drivers that made the attempt here this afternoon, Baker, Reed, your front row. 12 laps to distance. Blaze Baker coming to the green right here to turn number 4. Green flag is out, and we are underway with the last chance qualifier here at Cedar Lake. Good start right there for Baker. Down the back straightaway, Tyler Reed will take into position number 2. Tollison will fall into 3rd. Then it's Billy Roberts, Jake Henry, your top 5 drivers. Racing throughout the field right now. Baker still out in front as your race leader. Tollison will dip down the inside looking for 2nd momentarily. Not going to have enough right there. Now Tyler Reed in the 58 car trying to run down your race leader, Blaze Baker. Reed dips down the inside. He'll pull alongside Baker for the race lead. Tyler Reed, Blaze Baker going at it for the race lead down the front straightaway. Baker fights back. He'll fall back out in front. It's Tyler Reed, Hayden Tollison. Billy Roberts back there in 4th. Jake Henry to 5th. Go back here to the transfer spot. Anthony Moreno in that 32 car. The man on the bubble right now. Logan Connells in the 64 on the outside looking in, as well as Travis Wellman. Chris Ferguson trying to get through the field as well. So Ferguson sitting in 14th. Wellman 3rd in the standings coming into this afternoon in 15th. Both of those drivers going to have some work to do. Still Anthony Moreno in that 32 car in the 12th and final transfer spot. Back out in front, it's Blaze Baker in the 77 car, top of the wall right there, still hanging on to the race lead, 0.2 of a second back is Tyler Reed. Working around, it's 5 laps to go, it'll be 4 laps to go next time by. Hayden Tollison still 3rd, Billy Roberts, Dylan DeWert up from 8th into the top 5. Looking for a better starting spot in the main event. As Baker, Reed, Tollison, 1, 2, 3, all right there together. And now we'll go back here to the transfer spots. Logan Connells in the 12th spot. Travis Wellman on the outside. Chris Ferguson has found his way up to 11. So Fergie has found his way into the show looking for more. Travis Wellman now moves up to 12th in the final transfer spot. Blaze Baker, the 77 car, out in front, now being challenged by Tyler Reed for the race lead. White flag will be out next time by Baker. Into turn number 3 and 4. One more trip around here in the last chance qualifier. Blaze Baker started on the pole, has been challenged just a little bit by the 58 of Tyler Reed, working down the back straightaway for the final time. It'll be Blaze Baker picking up the win here in the one and only B main of the afternoon. Tyler Reed, Hayden Tollison, Billy Roberts, Dylan DeWert, Dean Reynolds, Jake Henry, Mason Hamill, John Darby. As we'll take a look at the results here in just a moment. Blaze Baker, Tyler Reed, Hayden Tallison, Billy Roberts, Dylan DeWare, Dean Reynolds, Jake Henry, Mason Hamill, John Darby, Michael Vitale, Chris Ferguson, Travis Wellman will pick up the 12th and final transfer spot. Have a quick hot laps warm-up session. We'll get ready to roll over to our main event coming up here in just a moment.
Tommy, you good to advance? Thank you.
All right, so we got a quick warm-up going on right now. Going to get ready to advance over here in just a moment. Rocky Battenfield, the ad man, has called the drivers to the grid for the 40-lap main event here this afternoon at the Cedar Lake Speedway, round number 6 of the IROC Dirt Series. Getting ready to grid up, and we'll go ahead and tell you how they'll line up for this afternoon's main event. Number 1 on the inside, your current point leader here in their IROC Dirt Series, Dylan Yeager in car number 48. To his outside, it'll be Blake Majulis in 127. Jack Shaw and Joseph Grandy will make up inside-outside row number 2. Aaron Brown, Buddy Ware in row number 3. Drew Hopkins, Jacob Harberts in row number 4. Then it's Terry Smith, Eric Tupper in row number 5. Colby Horner, Brett Rawls in row number 6. Blaze Baker, Tyler Reed in row number 7. Hayden Tallison, Billy Roberts in row number 8. Dylan DeWare, Dean Reynolds in row number 9. Jake Henry, Mason Hamill, row number 10. John Darby, Michael Vitale in row number 11. Chris Ferguson, Travis Wellman in row number 12. The longest ways to go here in this afternoon's main event with the IROC Dirt Series here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. And we'll have a classic coming your way. It'll be Dylan Yeager on the inside of row number 1. Blake Majulis on the outside. We get ready to go green. Jack Shaw and Joseph Grandy in row number 2. Jan, week number 2 winner. Majulis and Grandy both looking for their first wins of the series. Aaron Brown, Drew Hopkins. Aaron Brown, Buddy Ware. Then it's Drew Hopkins and row number 4 with Terry Smith. But nonetheless, 40 laps to distance. Week number 6, IROC Dirt Series. Get ready to come your way. Yeager on the gas. Green flag is out. We are underway here at Cedar Lake. Good start right there for Yeager. Blake Majulis will fall back to position number 2. And they're already 3 wide back there around positions number 5. That'll be Drew Hopkins on the bottom of the speedway. Aaron Brown in the middle. Buddy Ware on the outside. Yeager, Majulis already duking it out for the race lead. That'll be Majulis on the bottom. Yeager on the outside. Yeager will hang on to it. Jack Shaw closing the distance as well for position number 3. Yeager out in front, trying to pull away from Blake Majulis in the 127. Side by side, all back behind him. Top 3 have kind of pulled away from the rest of the field. Buddy Ware, Drew Hopkins. Hopkins started 7th, looking for 4th on the bottom of the speedway already. The 98 car, Terry Smith, trying to throw his hat in the picture as well. Jacob Harberts, Eric Tupper, Blaze Baker already into the top 10. But out in front, Dylan Yeager all out in front, 0.3 of a second in front of Blake Majulis. Yeager is qualified on the pole twice this afternoon, has won 2 heat races. Trying to get the job done here at Cedar Lake and dominate. Blake Majulis right behind him in the 127, not letting him get too far though. It's Jack Shaw in 3rd. Buddy Ware has found his way around Drew Hopkins. Hopkins rounding out the top 5. And it's Aaron Brown. Terry Smith on the bottom of the speedway. Smith in the 98. Brown in the 56. Now Majulis knocking on the door for the race lead once again. Heating up. coming around to complete a lap number 8, starting lap number 9. Majulis on the bottom of the speedway, Yeager on the outside. Go on board with Blake Majulis right here to see how he works around the Cedar Lake Speedway. Trying to find a way around Dylan Yeager in the 48 machine. Blake Majulis in the 127, still not letting the 48 out of his sights here at Cedar Lake. 10 down, 30 to go. Jack Sean still hanging tough in position number 3 as they have pulled away. Drew Hopkins now up to 4th. Terry Smith up 4 spots into the top 5. 3 wide right behind him. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th all gaggled right there together. From about 6 on to 12th. Blaze Baker in the 77 car. Started 13th, has found his way up to 7th, up 6 positions. And we have a car into the wall, maybe Buddy Ware. And the caution will come out. Take a look and see what happened to Buddy Ware right here. A little contact right there. Ware. Little crossed over. And little help right there from the 58 of Tyler Reed. And into the wall goes to 69. But it looks like the 69 may have been out of shape already before that incident took place. And the caution out on the speedway. And yes, we do have a pace truck this time. So Buddy Ware, the 69... looks like he's going to need the tow truck. He is stuck in the wall right there, and the wall is not letting him go here this afternoon at Cedar Lake. Yeager, Majulis, 1 and 2 now. Jack Sean, Drew Hopkins. This may be a break for the drivers sitting 4th, 5th, and 6th right now because the top 3 have kind of pulled away from the rest of the field. And this will bunch him back up, and we'll get another crack at it. 14 down. 26 to go. Here the 40 lap main event here at Cedar Lake. Green flag is back out, and Yeager on the gas.
Green.
Oh, not the best start this time. Kind of looks like he spun the tires just a little bit, and the field kind of able to hang with him right there. He'll still pull out in front as the race lead, but Blake Majulis full head of steam through the outside. Little contact right there for the race lead. Now Majulis through the middle. Here comes Jack Sean. 3-car dance for the race lead. Majulis through the middle now. First sign of weakness this afternoon for Dylan Yeager in the 48 car on that restart. Majulis takes advantage. Yeager will cross him back up. The Yeager bomb at a turn number 2 this time. He'll take the race lead back. Yeager on the outside, turn number 3 and 4. Now Majulis will trade sliders with him. Back to the line. Yeager will cross him back over and hang on to it once again. 24 to go here at Cedar Lake. Racing action heating up here in the closing laps here at Cedar Lake. Slider fest right now with the top 2. Yeager on the inside here with a slider once again.
All right, man, caution is out.
And we have a car rolling upside down back there, and the caution is out. Billy Roberts possibly in the 99. Take a look and see what happened. Roberts. Now that's DeWert in the 20 car upside down taking the ride. So, Dylan DeWert in the 20. Not how his afternoon wanted to end, I'm sure. But Blake Majulis has now found himself out in front as the race leader after that caution. Dylan Yeager, Jack Sean. Drew Hopkins, Terry Smith, your top 5 drivers. Blaze Baker. From 13th to 6th, up 7 spots. Good drive by him thus far. And DeWert. All kinds of damage on that machine. Probably not going to be able to get it to the pits to get that fixed. And just like Buddy Ware, we'll probably need the assistance of the tow truck here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Got Travis Newberry out there rooting for Blake Majulis. Hit the like button, hit the share button. We're going to have 22 to go to settle this one. It is heated up. Dylan Yeager has been dominant throughout the afternoon. First sign of weakness on the restart right there. Blake Majulis able to take advantage. Green flag is back out. We are back underway. 22 to go here at Cedar Lake. Yeager this time tries to pull alongside Blake Majulis. They're almost 3 wide for the race lead. Down the back straightaway. Majulis hanging out in front. Drew Hopkins up to third now in that 157 machine. Jack Sean, he'll fall back to fourth. Blaze Baker into the top 5 as now. Keep your eye out on that 77. He is moving through the field looking for more. Baker to the inside of Jack Sean. That is for position number 4. Meanwhile, back up front, top 2 drivers putting on a show here at Cedar Lake. Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager. Majulis able to get around Yeager on that 2 restarts ago. Finds himself out in front. Little contact right there. Shot in the shorts from the 48 of Yeager to Majulis. No harm, no foul. We stay green. Drew Hopkins to third. Jack Sean. Blaze Baker up 8 positions. He's your hard charger. Take that back. John Darby, the hard charger right now, up 12 spots from 21st to 9th. So a good drive by the 00 machine through the field, as he has found himself in all kinds of Hornets nest action back here. John Darby in that 007 car, trying to find a way around a few more drivers to pick up a few more spots, as they're about 4 wide back here for position number 7. Back out in front, side by side for the race lead once again. Dylan Yeager trying to find a way around Blake Majulis. It'll be 15 to go. Next time by for the 127 car. Looking for his first win of the series. But the IROC Dirt Series has had a swarm of bad luck throughout the first 5 weeks. Finds himself out in front, but Dylan Yeager not letting him go too far. And we may have another car upside down back there in the field. We stay green, though. Not going to take your eyes off the race lead right now. Yeager not letting the 127 get away from him. They have pulled away from the rest of the field. Jack Sean back up to third. Aaron Brown. Blaze Baker still hanging on to fifth. Drew Hopkins has fallen back a few spots on the outside of the top 5. And that is John Darby now knocking on the door, looking for a top 5. Majulis Yeager just about 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Trading sliders here at Cedar Lake. Hard to take your eye off the top 2 drivers right now. 2 of the very best going at it here at Cedar Lake in the big block modifieds. Fixed setup all about the driver right now. Yeager going to dive it down into turn number 3 and 4 once again with the Yeager bomb into turn number 4, and he'll tap the race lead at the line. 11 laps to go. Yeager, Majulis to the inside, down the back straightaway. Majulis going to slide up in front of Yeager at turn number 3 and 4. Yeager going to cross him down the hill once again, side by side at the line. Still Dylan Yeager out in front. And Yeager going to be out in front. We have a caution on the speedway. Maybe Mason Hamill in the 54 into the wall. Little contact 3 wide action right there. And little help from the 22 of Chris Ferguson. Around goes to 54. And the third caution this afternoon. Dylan Yeager, Blake Majulis putting on a show here at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Majulis may be thinking he's out in front before the caution came out. We'll see how they scored him. He's out in front like he's the race leader. Yeager appeared to be in front of him when they threw the caution, though. Amazing racing between the top 2 drivers. Yeager looking for win number 3 of the IROC Dirt Series. Blake Majulis looking for win number 1. He's had a couple of chances to pick up a win, but he's found himself with some bad luck. Couple of DNFs, couple of finishes that he wish he had back. He'll re-rack them, restack them. He'll line up on the inside of road number 1. So Majulis scored out in front. Yeager on the outside. Jack Sean, now Aaron Brown into 4th. Drew Hopkins, John Darby will line up on the outside of row number 3. 10-lap shootout. Coming back to green. Blake Majulis back on the gas. Majulis in the 127 trying to get away from that 48 machine of Yeager. Yeager not going to let it happen. They're 3 wide right behind them. That is Aaron Brown on the outside. Jan will throw a slider once again in front of Brown. They almost go 4 wide right behind him now. Cedar Lake is putting on a show here this afternoon. Racing action everywhere around the speedway, and now we have a race for the lead once again with Julius Yeager. 7 laps to go here at Cedar Lake. Blake Majulis trying to hang on to the win. Down the back straightaway, Dylan Yeager still hot on his heels, looking for the race lead in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Yeager on the inside. 6 more trips around the Cedar Lake Speedway. Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager, and we have a caution out on the racetrack. John Darby appears to be involved. Tough break for him. Started 21st, has worked his way into the top 5 and into the wall. And heavy damage for the driver, John Darby. Go back even further to see what happened to the 00 machine right here. Little contact right there, and Darby into the wall, stuck on the wall, and that'll ruin a race car every time. So 21st into the top 5 for the 00 machine of John Darby, up in smoke, and now finds himself in position number 22. His race looks like it may be done. Now, it'll be a 5-lap shootout. Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager. There you see John Darby rolling around the speedway once again, able to get that car fixed. He'll restart tail end of the field. Not going to be a DNF for him. But it'll be a 5-lap shootout. Yeager, Majulis. Majulis has had all kinds of bad luck with this series thus far, trying to break that streak here this afternoon. Jack Sean, week number 2 winner, back there in position number 3. Looking for another solid points run. Coming back to green one more time. Blake Majulis on the gas. 5 laps to go. A little contact back behind him. Will stay green for the moment. As Majulis, Yeager work down the back straightaway. Coming around, it'll be 4 more trips around here at Cedar Lake. Majulis on the outside, Yeager on the inside. We have another caution out on the racetrack. Caution on the speedway. And we'll take a look and see what happened on that one. Possibly Dean Reynolds in the 79. Little contact right there with the 518 of Grandy, and Reynolds takes a ride upside down. That'll get you dizzy in VR for sure. Still 5 laps to go. There'll be 4 laps to go at the line. Blake Majulis, Dylan Yeager. Jack Sean. Tyler Reed up there. In the 58 car. Reed in a B main up 10 positions. From 14th to 4th. Green flag is back out. Majulis back to the gas. 4 laps to make it happen here at Cedar Lake. Dylan Yeager giving chase, and they're 4 wide right behind him. Jack Sean on the outside. Reed, Aaron Brown, Drew Hopkins on the bottom of the speedway. 3 to go for Blake Majulis in the 127. Took the race lead on a mid-race restart from Dylan Yeager. They have traded sliders throughout the race. Yeager dominant in 2 heat races, 2 qualifying attempts. And first half of this race, Yeager looked like he may pull off his 3rd win. But Blake Majulis in the 127, he'll get the white flag at a turn number 4. Yeager going to have one more shot at him to the inside. A white flag is out, 1 more trip around. Yeager to the bottom of the speedway with the Yeager bomb at a turn number 2. Taps the wall. Majulis down the hill, down the back straightaway now. Into turn number 3 and 4. Final time, Blake Majulis in the 127 picks up win number 1 with the IROC Dirt Series. Dylan Yeager will hang on to second. Tyler Reed up 11 spots to third. Aaron Brown, Colby Horner round out the top 5 here tonight. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the results here this afternoon for the main event here tonight. That is the B main results. If I get the feature results, there we go. Blake Majulis picking up the win. Dylan Yeager, Tyler Reed, Aaron Brown, Colby Horner into the top 5. Drew Hopkins, Blaze Baker, Hayden Collison, Jacob Harbert, Travis Wellman into the top 10, up 14 spots. 24-10, saving a few points after coming into this afternoon, third in the standings. And we'll try to come down here and get a few of these drivers into the interview room. And we get our second place driver up here, so we'll go ahead and pull him to the booth. Dylan Yeager, second place finish here tonight. Man, you had a dominant car throughout the first 2 heat races of the afternoon, qualified on the pole twice. And then about a mid-race restart, Blake Majulis able to take advantage. Walk us through your race, buddy.
I just kind of lost the lead at one point, and I just never really had a chance to strike back. It seemed like every time we would start battling, we'd get yellow. So, I mean, that was kind of a bummer. I was kind of wishing that we could just stay green and race, but, you know, the rest of the field had other ideas, but, you know, I'll take it. Consistency wins championships, and that's what I've been doing the last few weeks. So, I mean, I have no complaints, kept the car relatively clean, and, yeah, I'm satisfied with it.
2 wins on the season. You almost had a third here tonight, but you came into tonight 6 points ahead in the standings, and another solid performance here tonight. Got to feel pretty good, you know, racing for $1,500. It's a lot of money to pick up in this series.
Oh yeah, and I mean the pressure's crazy because first 2 weeks I just didn't run good. So I mean I'm kind of just out here trying to run good every week and not have another bad week because I mean the competition in this. I mean you got Blake, Drew, Colby, any of those guys. I mean if you have another bad week, I mean I'm basically out of it. So I mean I'm just kind of putting the pressure on myself to run well and just keep running up front, and seems to be working out, and I'll just keep sticking with it, and yeah, just try and continue the consistency and be in it at the end for the 1,500.
Another strong performance here this afternoon. Who do you want to give a shout out or thanks to, buddy?
I'd just like to thank everybody at Majulis C Speed Shop for putting on the series and Team VLR. Got to thank CFM Esports, JDM Designs, NLRA, Turtles Frenchies, you for the broadcast, and Rocky for putting on the series.
Well, Dylan, congratulations. Another strong run here tonight, and hope to see you back very soon, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up here tonight, Dylan Yeager. And we'll go ahead and pull up our winner into the booth, Blake Majulis. Man, Blake, you had to work for it. Found a way around Dylan Yeager. Seemed like he was going to dominate the race, but you found a way around him, and you two had a pretty fun battle to watch for the win, buddy.
Yeah, man. I knew it was going to be pretty hard to pass. These cars are pretty single file for the most part. I mean, it's pretty rare to see a good race in these, in my opinion. Just hard to pass, hard to get anything going, and let alone that you're on a fixed setup, so it's definitely difficult to get anything going. And I've learned that the last few weeks. I've had a lot of wrecks and stuff, but that's one thing I definitely realized. So coming into tonight, I knew it was going to be a good qualifying and good start up front position to be good in the end. And I knew he was going to be good up top. I was pretty good. I thought I was even when I was running second behind him, and then I started trying bottom, and he'd pull away a little bit. But I had to try something to maybe line something up for the future. But frankly, that restart really helped me out there.
How good did it feel to finally be able to get into victory lane with this series? I know you've had a couple of bad runs, a couple of bad luck outings with this series thus far, but you finally find yourself in victory lane and able to put on a show doing so.
Yeah, no, it feels good to get a win here. Just, try and salvage what I can get. Doubt I have anything for points, but just come and have fun when I can, and that's pretty much what it's all about. So give support to IROC and everyone watching. So just keep it up.
Well, Blake, who do you want to give a shout out or thanks before we let you go, buddy?
Appreciate it very much. Majula C Speed Shop. If you're needing a setup on asphalt or dirt, go visit us at cfmesports.com. If you have any questions, hit me up or anything. WR1 Sim Chassis, Represent Limited, Reliable Energy Solutions, Design 75, ML Performance, VLR, IROC. You, Tommy, for doing this. I appreciate your time, man, and everyone watching. I appreciate it.
Well, Blake, congratulations on the win here this afternoon. Hope to see you many, many times more, buddy.
Thanks, my man. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Blake Majulis, your winner here this afternoon with the IROC Dirt Series. And now we're going to bring up our third place finisher here tonight, Tyler Reed, up 11 spots, man. It was quite the adventure out there, and you work your way through the field, find yourself on a podium here tonight. Talk us through your race, buddy.
Ew, that was purely elbows up racing right there.
Well, you're able to find your way to third. You know, what was the track? What was the track out like there, and what did you find that you were able to take advantage of?
Like I'd say middle of the race, everybody was ripping top. Top was like really, really good, both corners and like a top slider. And then I kind of got shuffled back a little bit, and I noticed I started like trying to roll middle, and the middle was just absolutely flying through the slick. So I just stuck with that, and then a couple times I pulled up. Like when I got to fourth, I pulled up along Jax, and he'd pull me by like 4 cart lengths down the straightaway, and I'd pull up next to him again after he was running high and I was running the middle. I was like, okay, we might have something here.
Well, you come into tonight tied for third in the standings. You finish ahead of the second and third place driver that you were tied for, so a pretty good points night for you. What's the mindset working these last half of the season?
Consistency is key. I was always told that, so we're just going to keep rolling with that.
Well, congratulations on the strong run here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out or thanks to, buddy?
585 Speed Secrets, Cocky Floyd Consulting, House of Speed iRacing Setups, RH1 Karting and Drinking, Super Speed Motorsports, and HGR Speed Secrets.
Well, Tyler, congratulations on your podium finish here tonight. Hope to see you back soon.
Thanks, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Reed, your third place finisher here tonight. And we got one more in the booth with us here tonight. Our Hard Charger, probably not the finish that he wanted here tonight, started 24th. Able to salvage a top 10 run, up 14 spots. Travis Wellman, probably not the finish that you wanted, but you salvaged some points out of it with a strong charge through the field, up 14 spots.
Yes, sir. It didn't start off good tonight, but we ended up just trying to keep it smart and just ride along and get a pass when we could. We come out with a top 10, I think. So we salvaged something out of the deal.
Like I said, you're able to salvage something, get a strong top 10 run, up 14 spots. What's the mindset like competing for this $1,500 coming into, tied for third in the standings tonight?
I think we're, halfway through now. Just trying to qualify good, stay up front. That way you ain't got to worry about getting caught up in any kind of wrecks or having to drive up through there. Just be patient and calm and get what you can take.
Well, Travis, before we let you go, buddy, who do you want to give a thanks or shout out to?
IROC and Spartan Transportation and VLR, CFM Esports, Majula C Speed Shop, and all the guys over there, and you for broadcasting.
All right, Travis. Well, congratulations. Strong 14-spot pickup tonight, and we hope to see you back down the road, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Wellman, your 10th place finisher here this afternoon, your hard charger for the afternoon as well. But on behalf of the IROC Dirt Series, IROC TV, Team VLR, Majula C Speed Shop, Spartan Transportation, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here this afternoon. And next Sunday afternoon, I do believe, Williams Grove. That'll be quite the challenge here. These big block modifieds, long paper clip trap type of speedway. And until then, we'll see you next time.